Last season was prosperous for Ole Miss softball, as they solidified their status among the nation's best, feasting on the competition along the way to its first SEC tournament championship. This season, the hunter has become the hunted, and with plenty of new faces, it will take a new mindset for this group of Rebels. But it's a challenge that they would never back down from.
Have you guys been out of the country? If so, where have you been?
Yes, I've been to Mexico before.
I went to Bahamas, my sister's senior trip. I went to the Dominican when I was like 16 or 17 to play softball. I went to Mexico this summer.
How was that?
It was awesome.
I'm going to food. Yeah. I like how I think of food and you guys are like beach.
Lots of tacos.
Pesos?
Yeah. Pesos, tacos, anything that ends in O's.
And it's interesting, like seeing the different types of people that you'll come across and the different types of cultures outside of the United States.
I know some. I took 3 years of Spanish and I know like un poquito. Little.
I know a little bit, but not like, I can understand.
I can count to 10.
Okay, my friend has been to this hotel and he said there's super good chicken nuggets in the lobby, so I'm pretty stoked for that.
After a long day of travel, the Rebels took to the practice field. Pitching coach Ashley Chastain wants her pitchers to get loose and acclimated with their surroundings.
You're really dehydrated because we traveled so much today, so that's why you brought a bottle of water out here. So when we're done, I'd like for that bottle of water to be gone. But we're gonna go through all of our pre-throw with about a 50 to 75% intent level, and then we're gonna long toss here in this area for time. All right, so you're on my watch for that. Get your timing back down, find your release point. Yeah, you kind of have to get your timing back again. I think you've worked really hard on your mindset, and I think you seem to be in a good place, and you just got to keep that mentality, you know? You guys want some ice cream? Daniel, you want some ice cream? Nice tag.
That was good tag.
That away, Finn. Here we go, Leash. The girls are just really hungry to get out and get innings, so I'm looking for them to get out and compete, you know, kind of focus on what we're really good at and what we've been working on all off season. I definitely think the environment being in Mexico in general can be a distraction. We just kind of focus on it being a business trip. You know, there's a lot of perks of coming here, staying at a nice place, being close to the beach, and we want them to enjoy the experience, but at the same time to realize that we came here to take care of business and to, like I said, compete. And so I'm just trying to keep their focus as much there as possible.
Focus is something senior pitcher Kaitlin Lee and the 2017 Ole Miss Rebels are not strangers to. Last season, with the help of the energetic right-hander, Ole Miss softball put its name on the map, capturing its first SEC tournament championship.
Caught at first. Hotty-toddy Ole Miss wins the SEC championship for the first time.
What she was able to do that entire weekend was impressive, and I think she became a household name. You know, Kaitlin Lee was synonymous with success in the softball world and on the softball, you know, kind of the situation with what we were able to do, and I'm just proud of what she was able to accomplish.
Kaitlin has been a huge part of putting this program on the national scale, on a national map. You know, people knew her name, people knew who she was, and, you know, anytime you have an athlete in your program that's brought to such light because of their success, it just elevates everyone. It elevates the entire program.
We were unstoppable with her being on the mound. You play it back over and over and over again, and you get those same chills.
Hard hit, knocked down by Lee. Recovers for the out. Ocasio to left. A historic win for the Ole Miss Rebels. Kaitlin Lee,
a 2-hit shutout against the #1 team in the country.
With a pitcher that nobody else even recruited out of high school. They found her in the JUCO ranks, and she throws every pitch and every fist bump en route to the title.
Kate was the glue to all of that last year for sure. I mean, I think every time she stepped out on the mound, we knew we had a chance, and she was going to give us her best game every time she was out there.
I don't think that I actually sat down and thought about everything that happened last year until summertime, and where I had a lot of time to think. And so it all goes bigger than my brain has ever thought. So I've never even thought it. The more weight on my shoulders, I feel like the better I do. And it's just more fun.
The #1 thing that makes her successful is that she's not afraid of anything. She's a fearless pitcher, and I think for me that's the #1 thing that she has, is that she's got no fear, and she fears no one when they step in there, and she goes attacks the strike zone.
And this song makes me laugh, so I'm gonna play it. So if you just listen to the words. At first it starts off, I want to show all of my haters love. So I just think that that's funny. Like, it's not to pump me up, it just makes me laugh. I want to show all of my haters love. This song's for you. If you had it like me and I was in your shoes, I'd probably hit on me too. So like, that's all I can think about.
It's kind of been a whirlwind in terms of the media. Do you ever get, like, is it ever too much? Are you ever sick of it? Or is it ever just like, leave me alone? What I was doing?
Well, sometimes I would get frustrated, like, after we would win big games. I just really wanted to celebrate with my team. But other than that, no. Besides, I don't want to talk about the losses. And I don't really like hearing people say, like y'all had a great run. Like, that's like, no, not good enough. Because, like, I expected to, like, win those 2 games at UCLA. It still hit, like, with me, like, the losses, but it stung for at least a solid week after we lost.
It was that passion and determination that drew her to head coach Mike Smith. In a fall ball game against the Rebels, Lee was able to impress the Rebel coaching staff enough to receive an offer.
She threw a couple innings, and she kind of held us, and Terrence said, you know what, she's holding us, and with a little bit of work, I think she could be really good.
I just think it was her grit, her determination. I loved her energy and enthusiasm when she was in the circle. I saw that she was a leader, and she had really good spin, good off-speed stuff, and I knew in our conference there was a lot of big power hitters, a lot of aggressive hitters, and knew that if we could bring somebody in that was different than a lot of our other pitchers, I felt that she could be successful. And you look at now what she's been able to do, and I think that was really good for Tara and I to kind of look and make that decision on bringing her in.
On the campus of an SEC school, Lee wasted little time making an impression on her new teammates. 2 simple words were the most noticeable things Lee brought to Oxford with her.
I think she says, ooh-ah,
ooh-ah, ooh-ah.
It's like, ooh-ah.
It took time to get used to, I will agree. You kind of look past that. I mean, not that it's a big problem. I know our players probably thought it was kind of an interesting little quirk that she had.
I don't know what that is. I haven't done that my whole life. I've always grunted, but I've never said that. It's just OOH-AHH. So if anybody needs to spell it, that's the proper spelling. But
odd noises aside, Kaitlin Lee has left a legacy for herself not only in Oxford, but nationally.
that's just really big. The word legacy is huge for me. It freaks me out. It scares me.
You know, Caitlin's just known around town. She's kind of like that, the face of our program, and she's very humble about it. You know, she's very kind and generous to the people around her. She'll talk to anybody.
It's crazy, but it means the world. And I forget about it until something happens again, and then I'll forget about it, and then somebody says something again, and so it's really weird, and it puts a smile on my face every time, and there's no feeling like it, really. There's no feeling better than you know, a 7-year-old coming up to the game and she knows your name and your age and your position and your number and she wants to take a picture with you. I mean, if that doesn't brighten your day and your world, I don't know what could. It's really awesome.
Hello fans, we're out here on the bus about to go to a cruise ship dinner. We're in Mexico, living lavish. Say hi everyone. Hello. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We have Menacam out here in the cut in Mexico.
I think we're gonna get on that boat. It's a big old boat, but I don't think it's gonna move. But it's dressed for the occasion. Are we going on a boat?
We are going on a boat with my boat shoes and my boat.
Wait, is that a real pirate? I'm scared. Where? Look at all those chickens.
Everybody, ahoy! Ahoy! USA! Ahoy, Canada! Ahoy, Mexico! Ahoy!
Todos ustedes, just with one part of the world, to all of you. Un fuerte aplauso, let's give it up para Barbara!
10 out of 10 Pirates.
Living lavish in Mexico.
All we do is live lavish. Ole Miss softball lives lavish. Clearly. That was Menacam for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed Hottie Toddy.
For the Rebels, the excitement of experiencing a new culture was not lost on them, and it's something they will remember for a long time to come.
I know for me, I've never really ever been much of anywhere, but especially not anywhere like that.
I think it was super awesome. I mean, anytime you get to kind of go out of the realm of Oxford and travel a little bit is great.
I think it was great for all of us, especially great for our younger players on the team, and it's basically just being engulfed in softball for a week and then a pretty beach when you come back.
It's a great recruiting tool for us, being able to take trips like this. You know, we've been to Hawaii, we've gone out to California and Arizona, and now taking a trip to Mexico.
Is really a lifetime experience for them and something that they'll probably never forget. So that's really fun for us as a staff to be able to watch them experience that.
The Puerto Vallarta Challenge would begin for the Rebels with a tough Power 5 opponent in Texas. Ole Miss would try and get the bullets flying early.
That one is ripped in the air to left field deep, and that is off the wall. One run will score. Making a turn around second and holding with the double is Schneider. The 0-2 is ripped down the left field line and in for a base hit. One run will score. They'll send the throw to the plate. It is not in time. She does a great hook slide, and Castro's able to get that hand down behind the catcher's tag for the run. It's now 5-0.
It's always good to start fast, especially against a good Texas ball club. I mean, they're a Power 5 conference, so we know from an RPI standpoint that we needed to get the jump on early. We had Kaitlin Lee going, so we knew if we could get 1 or 2 runs, we had a good shot at winning that ball game.
It settles the nerves that you have a little bit, not completely, but a little bit. Feels like smooth sailing for the rest of the game. So whenever we score first, we score so early. It just feels like we're on top with our hands on their throat rather than vice versa.
I think it was a great table setter just for how we wanted the rest of the week to go.
That one swung on and missed, strike 3, and that'll do it. It's our final score here tonight. Ole Miss 8, Texas 2.
I love the way we sold the bats. We came out with a little bit of piss and vinegar from last weekend. And like Katie said, we put the ball in the gaps and made the plays.
In Game 2, the Rebels were caught off guard by early Houston offense, dropping the contest 6-0. For Coach Smith, the message was clear.
We didn't stick to the game plan. We went from the game against Texas, sticking to a game plan, to really kind of just changing things up. And we just were very inconsistent in the circle, and we were inconsistent at the plate. And I think you need to have a balance of those to be able to give yourself an opportunity into the ball game to be able to do that. And we just didn't do that against Houston, and just really didn't play Ole Miss brand softball.
I think we just realized that we can't press so much, especially like as a pitching staff. You just have to realize that sometimes you're going to get hit around and sometimes it's not going to go your way, and you just have to stand tall and strong and kind of get through it.
So I think just kind of getting back to the basics, and even in warm-ups, taking every game kind of the same. That way, when you are playing, those big dogs, it just kind of seems the same.
The culture we've created here, that we're going to go out and we're going to compete every day. Our mantra for the year is to compete, and we didn't compete at all against Houston. And so that was my challenge to them later on that day, was to be able to compete.
Guys, how many balls are we going to drop today? 0. How many balls are we going to drop today? 0. Good. Just want to be sure. So did you guys hear the loud music last night?
Yeah. No.
You did? I didn't hear.
I think it depends on what part of the hotel you're at. So like if you're closer to the buffet, then you're fine. Yeah. If you were on this side.
I was on that side. I didn't hear it.
I'm past the buffet too. 1529.
So like, I'm 1504, so I'm all the way on this side, and it was like right under.
Away from the distractions a foreign environment may provide, the Rebels were ready to get back on the field with a newfound focus.
Today you guys are given another opportunity to bounce back from what happened yesterday, okay? Again, that wasn't us. I think we're still in a process of trying to find our identity as a unit and as a team, okay? So let's be cohesive, let's be one unit. Let's really work together today to come out with a win, okay? We got 2 games today, so let's be smart about our approach. Make sure you guys are drinking water and throughout the day and ready to go, okay? Let's have a great day today. Let's have high-powered offense, and let's have some fun, okay? Deep breath, 1, 2, 3. Who's in charge? Let's go have fun.
The return of senior left fielder Elantra Cox from injury would provide a much-needed spark to the Rebel lineup. She would waste little time going to work.
First pitch of the game on his way is chopped over the third baseman's head and through into left for a base hit for Elantra Cox. Welcome back to the lineup.
First pitch, first one back. Welcome back, sister. Welcome back.
Being able to get Elantra back in there just gave us that spark, that energy, and gave us kind of that mindset. If our table setters with Elantra and Kaitlin get on base, that we've got a good opportunity to put some runs up.
I'm thinking, I've been missing 2 games. Beck's been doing phenomenal at leadoff. So I'm just like, all right, let's see. So he put me back in leadoff, and I was like, all right, you better do your job.
That one is hit into center field, and that gets down for a base hit. So Wood finally gets off the schneid a little bit down here, and Puerto Vallarta gets a base hit.
Not a girl. That's what it feels like to get a hit. Yes, very nice. All right, we got 2. They really want you to give them something. God, screaming.
The 3-1. It's hit hard down the left field line for a base hit. This one's hit hard into left center field. That's going to get down and go to the fence.
2. Yes, Abby! Yes, Abby!
With the lead in hand and freshman pitcher Anna Borgen off to a strong start, the Rebels would look to keep the pressure on the Scarlet Knights.
Come on, Abby. Send one for a ride. Come on. Yes. Called it. Two. Oh.
That ball was hit a long way. I think the fences were about 210, 215. She probably hit that thing 240, 250. I mean, that ball was hit a long way. It was a nice, her first career home run as a freshman. It was nice for her to kind of, she knows that she's coming in to be a power hitter, and she kind of got that so-called monkey off her back.
I mean, she just teed off on that ball, which was, I thought, great for her because she needed that for what she's been going through for the past month. So I think it was awesome.
There's a fly ball deep to left center field.
Yes, Alex!
You can forget about this one. It's almost into the ocean.
I think we just brought the fun back. I think anytime that we don't get ahead or we don't jump on a team like we should or that we feel like we should, I think we kind of take a little gut check in that maybe, and we get maybe pressed a little too hard or try to do too much in the moment when we're our best, when we just let loose and have fun and we play and things happen naturally.
But anytime you come off of a rough loss, it's about how you're going to respond. You can either cower, you can pull your head back in your shell, or you can come out and you can fight and you can compete, and that's what our girls did against Rutgers. They came out with some fire, some energy, some enthusiasm, and we came out and competed, and that's exactly what we wanted them to do, and I was proud of what they were able to do against Rutgers.
The 0-1. Hit short, that is caught in the air, and the throw to second will be an L6-4 DP to end the contest here in Puerto Vallarta. Ole Miss with the win by a run rule over Rutgers by a final score of 9-1.
The dust had settled. The top two ranked teams in Mexico. The matchup everyone had been waiting for was here. The number 15 Ole Miss Rebels versus the number 3 Oregon Ducks.
Well, Oregon probably is arguably one of the best power hitting teams in the country. I mean, their lineup is very good, 1 through 9.
We sat down and as a whole pitching staff, not just with Kaitlin, and we talked hitter to hitter. We talked about what we'd seen from them on film and kind of what our scout plan was against them.
Before even the game started, just the name and the ranking provides a challenge in itself. I think, you hear that and you think, I need to play harder and play smarter, I need to do this, I need to do that. But I think we realize that you just stay true to who you are, and somehow or another it's gonna flow your way as long as you're playing with class and playing your ball game.
Through the first 3 innings, Rebel ace Kaitlin Lee would not allow a hit. On the other side, Megan Kleist would retire the first 11 Rebel batters. Both teams braced for a grind-out game.
I mean, Kleist is unbelievable. She's got great stuff. We knew that in the scouting report. We've known that. We saw that last year in some of the video this year. So we knew that she was going to be able to bring some things that we may not be able to do well offensively. And it was just staying the course, giving yourself an opportunity. And she threw hard, she threw down. We just needed to choke up and take shorter swings and not be long.
And I just kept telling my catcher, Autumn, just that I'm going to go longer than her. She's not going to go as long as me.
I'm in there in the outfield and I'm just thinking man, she's pitching a great game. And then we go to bat and I'm just like, man, she's pitching a great game.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed. She goes inside as Kaitlin Lee, and she nails that inside corner. 3-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. Kleist strikes out the side. 3-2 pitch caught, strike 3. Make it 10 strikeouts now from Megan Kleist. Swung on and missed, strike 3. No one does it like Kaitlin Lee. Her 5th strikeout, she gets out of a jam with runners on first and second. Nobody out in the 7th inning.
Scoreless through 7 innings, international tournament rules would come into play as the two teams would play on, looking for a definitive swing.
Yeah, so after full 7 complete innings, a lot of times when you're playing tournaments and you have time frames that you're trying to get a lot of games in, they play an international rule, which means the last out of the bottom or the top of the 7th inning, that runner will go out to second base, and that's where they start, or you can put a pinch runner in. And so When the top of the 8th came, Oregon was able to put their last out from the 7th inning at second base, and we were able to do that.
Putting the runs on second base, that's really nerve-wracking as a pitcher, especially with a ball club like Oregon. I mean, it's like you're already trying your best not to get them past scoring position whenever you have no runner starting on scoring position, but then starting her there, it's just a lot tougher.
In the top of the 9th, Oregon would push 2 runners into scoring position, but the Rebels were able to lock down defensively and hold the powerful Ducks offense down again.
You know, to be able to keep a team like that at bay is, in general, a really big success for our staff. And Oregon is a very respected offense. And the thing about Kaitlin, even when you get runners in scoring position, she has such a competitive mindset, and she has such a championship mindset that, you know, I know that she's not even going to let that phase what she's doing and how she's executing her pitches.
We always kind of say the ball doesn't lie, and we were joking a little bit with, you know, them not being able to execute there. We were like, you know, not trying to jinx it, but we were like, you know, like the game's telling us something.
In your head, in your gut, you're saying something's about to happen.
With Paige McKinney on at second base, Elantra Cox stepped up to the plate with a chance to send the Rebels back to the States victorious.
Hit on the ground to second and through for a base hit. McKinney's making the turn, heading home. Throw the plate, not in time, and Ole Miss walks it off. Elantra Cox ties the Ole Miss record for career hits. This game is over.
First pitch strike, I take it. Second pitch was a ball that was nowhere near that I should have swung out. I was like, oh crap. So then I was just like, all right, choke up, protect, put something through. Put something, probably second base up the middle a little bit. She dives, I was like, Paige is scoring.
And that moment with such a big win for our team is, I think, something she'll never forget, and kind of a milestone for our program in general. She's led such a charge for this program and taking it to the next level. So I was so happy for her.
I was like, I don't know. It was just like, I smiled and laughed. I was just like, it's still like something that is a great accomplishment. And I'm tearing up right now. I'm just like, huh, okay. Like, let's see what more I can get.
That was pretty special for her to know that she just knocked off the number 3 team in the country. It's a big win, a signature win for our program, and then to tie the school record. That's a special moment for her that I'm sure she'll never forget, and I know within our program it's pretty special for us too.
On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair. Absolutely. I'm just a little silhouette of a man. Scatter move till you do the fandango.
What are you doing? The show is acá. The show is here.
Here, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Y'all are scaring him. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, come here. He doesn't want to. Y'all scared him.